Thank you very much. I'd like to start by thanking Ms. Suzanne Cons, Deputy Head of Unit for Schools and Multilingualism, and she's the Director General of Education, Youth, Sport and Culture. Ms. Kinga Zulzi, Head of Higher Education Policy Sector, European Commission, Director General of Education, Youth, Sport and Culture, and stakeholders for joining us at a well-attended stakeholders meeting. Valuable contributions were made, including follow-up written submissions. I would also like to thank Louise Smith, my expert, working alongside me, and Jans from the Secretariat, and I can't pronounce his surname, so sorry. Drawing one communication and 3 documents together into one opinion was an interesting challenge, especially when it came to keeping it short enough for translation. It did, however, emphasise the interconnection needed when developing a European education area. Taking a holistic approach to learning from early years through to adult learning will provide many benefits, including self-development and well-being, integration and mobility, research opportunities, and integration with the labour market. Local and regional authorities with their local knowledge and expertise are a fundamental part of the process and should be recognised in delivering this ambition. However, to fully embrace the ambition of a European education area, more consideration and emphasis needs to be given to informal learning within each of the 3 Council recommendations. This is not just about schools and universities. Consideration also needs to be given to the potential community challenges, including remote communities, limited digital access, multi-language communities, poverty, population deficit, teacher expertise and retention, special educational needs, disabilities, migrant needs, and children in member state care. I will address each document as ordered in the opinion, starting with mutual recognition, which will improve research, study and learning, personal development, and mobility across the EU, opening up opportunities, experiences, and work. However, the role of local and regional authorities has been understated, and there is a lack of recognition around the challenges they face. We also need to make sure that stakeholder feedback is recognised and of the need for education policy initiatives undertaken at any level of the governance to be consistent with a range of other EU policies applied in the European semester. In this context, stakeholders placed a particular emphasis on measures aiming to boost the ability of universities in Europe to develop specialisation and excellence in response to the needs of socio-economic development taking place in light of increasing global competition. Turning to early childhood, we welcome the attention given by the European Commission to this policy area, notably the multiple impacts on local and regional development, including in terms of the parents' labour market participation and better gender equality in the labour market in line with Principle 2 of the European Pillars of Social Rights. Additional benefits include improved life chances, improved health, well-being and targeted support for disadvantaged groups. It was disappointing, however, to note the lack of consideration for informal interventions provided by families and communities, and recognition of the specific needs of children with special educational needs or disabilities. And we would welcome greater consideration of how to make sure we have well-educated professionals teaching and caring for the early years, and how we provide for their continual learning and development. The final document focused on the increasingly important role played by foreign language skills in making people more employable and equipping them for working abroad, offering greater opportunities and improving social mobility. As previously stated, it was disappointing that informal learning opportunities were not identified. For example, the benefits available through engagement with community groups and the business sector. Turning to the wider agenda and funding, the expansion of the Erasmus Plus programme is very welcome. However, the role of youth education and culture policies will require funding. Reductions in the cohesion policy may have an impact on the wider determinants, and delivery of ambition and assurance is required that proportionality principle will be upheld, ensuring that no new financial or administrative burdens are generated for member states. Finally, I would like to thank SEDEC members for the opportunity to undertake this opinion and members of valuable contributions through the submission of amendments. I have a personal hope that the UK will be in a position and of a mind to participate and benefit from the European education area ambitions. Thank you.